So hopefully you'll be able to see. I'll just have to squish us together a little bit more. Actually, I could turn it. I wonder if that works. Let me know. If anyone jumps on, I think a few of you girls are watching the replay, so you can let me know. You can't turn your phone while recording. There you go. Easy done. Not allowed. So I will double check on the computer for next time how to do it so you can see a little bit better and watch it in the replay the proper way. So it's a little bit easier. Hello, Simone. So I've got a few questions here in the Facebook group. I also had one on email that I've kind of summarized over here that I'll go through as well. So Simone, if you have any questions, just pop them in. I don't know how to check where they are, but I'm sure I'll be able to. So just bear with me because this is the first time I've done this. But I've got Facebook on my laptop, so I'll be able to refresh that and see your questions there, I think, as well. I'm sure I could just press this little button here. No, that's for me to comment. Maybe it'll just pop up if you've got questions. And if it doesn't, pop it in. If I don't say that I've seen your question, then pop it in their group and I'll keep refreshing anyway, make sure that I see it. So firstly, I just want to go through with you guys. Sorry, I'm in my trackies. It's a Monday, okay? So, I'm in my trackies. I've got like business on the top and on Monday down the bottom. All right, so basically I want to go through first with you guys. Sorry, that live's playing in front of me. It's very distracting. How this is all going to work. I'm going to try and do it this way in the Facebook group. I just feel like that's easy. You don't have to download anything on your phone to watch or anything. You can just jump in the group to the live when it works properly on my desktop. So if we can keep it that way, that would be, I think, easier for you guys. If it doesn't end up working this way, then I'll do it on Zoom or, Zoom pretty much, or the Google one I've never used, but we'll figure it out, whatever works. So that's that. I also want to let you guys know, so the replay will be here. It will stay in Facebook, I am presuming. As I said, I've never done this before. So I'm sure it just goes into like a normal post afterwards. If not, I'm sure I can download it and pop it in there. And I'll actually put little timestamps on your questions on it, probably in the portal. I'll do that. So I'll upload it into the portal as well with all your education, and I'll make a specific tab for your lives. Okay, so for all of our Q&A lives. So that way I can put a timestamp there and go into detail of like where your questions are. So you don't have to watch the whole entire thing if you don't want to, although, it's going to be good too, like for you to do that. Or you can just see other people's questions and what questions you want answers to that way. So it'll be really nice and easy. So you can just skip forward to that exact time that you want to see that, your question or someone else's. So that's what we're going to be doing going forward. So also if you're watching this live or on the replay, if you can just let me know, as I said, your questions, but also your feedback on how often you feel like you need support from me as well. I think I'll start out doing this fortnightly or monthly. So on a Monday, 10 a.m. on Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that's what I'll be doing them. So let me know your feedback if you think fortnightly or monthly, just so that you've got enough questions for me basically as you're going through the training, whether you think monthly might be better for you to have enough time to work on things and then come back with questions. So I'll set up something in the portal so it's easy for you to submit your questions in there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over to start with. And then I'll get into your questions. If I don't get, because I'm still kind of building our community together. So as we build, we'll get more questions coming through. If I don't get too many questions going on one week, then I'll just get her out and just have a play and do something. I don't know, I might just take you through anything that I've come across on the weekend after I've done, my styling work. Because I often am doing clients and I think, this would be really good to, show the girls and the guys and academy, but of course it's just me and I'm terrible at filming content when I'm with clients. Sometimes I have a good day, but generally not so much. So yeah, it could be something like that I just take you through. Oh God, this would be such a good thing to have on video to be able to show you guys, so I can redo it at the time. So I think with a couple of Andrea's questions that she sent through, I will touch on my weekend shenanigans this weekend. It's been actually kind of quieter with weddings, but it's, being September now, it's just started up on the 1st. I did one Friday, I did 2 brides on Saturday because I had one like super early wedding so I could fit one more girl in, and oh my God, they could not have been more opposite. Hi, Nicole. They were like, the first wedding was insane. It wasn't too many people around, but the bride was actually like not too bad, but her mum was like next level. And if Tennille, she's not watching, but Tennille is in this group as well, and she comes and works with me. And yeah, she was like, oh my God, I felt so sorry for you. And then the next bride I had was like completely so chill. It was, I knew she would be, you can just tell who's going to be crazy and who's going to be chill. But yeah, she was just so chill. It was like complete opposite. So I was like, oh, thank goodness, a little breather. So anyway, I'll be able to touch a little bit on that crazy one with some of Andrea's questions here. How do you deal with picky clients? So, all right, I'm going to get started into these questions now. I might start with Andrea's and then I'll go to the one that I got an email. And again, Simone Nicole, who's watching live, just let me know if you have any questions as we're going through. Just going to refresh this one more time just to make sure. Alrighty. Where are we? Here we are. All right, cool. So Andrea's first one here, she said, what is the best way to deal with soft, limp, silky hair? Like AKA, I call it like the shittest hair ever. I can never seem to get enough texture in it without it tangling up. So that's such a good question. Yeah, I mean, soft, limp, silky hair is just like the worst hair to deal with. We all know exactly what she's talking about, that type of hair. Of course, I've got a mannequin with me today, which they've always got brilliant hair. So it's not always a true representation, but I will go through and show you with her. Sorry, I'm just going to squish it into her. Move this over a little bit, squish it into the phone there. So basically with this one, you want to try and get your texture. This goes for any type of hair though, not just this kind of really soft, limp, silky hair. And that kind of hair is usually, you get it a lot with formal girls because they haven't yet coloured their hair. It's completely virgin, so it doesn't have any kind of damage to it from colour, which is going to help it hold more, especially if they're blonde. So yeah, all people just naturally have that hair if they don't have it foiled or have blonde in there. Usually if they've got some sort of foils or blonde, you find that you are able to get a bit more texture and that sort of thing because it is already has texture, right, from the damage. So yeah, this super silky kind of hair, as I said, any hair, you need to put the texture in with your technique. So it's not so much about the product that you put in afterwards to get texture, which would be our texture powders, our texture spray, even cream sometimes just to loosen the curls up and make them pop out a little more. It's a shinier version, but still will add a tiny bit of, texture. So yeah, putting it in beforehand. So those of you girls that are in the Down Style Mastery, that will be doing your either your textured curl, so the signature wave you can do, or a standard curl, but mixing up your directions. So it's actually the tutorial that's the beachy, I call it the beachy curl, because that's generally what most people are, call it, and what people want to learn. So I've called it that. So basically all that is You can use either curl, the texture kind of curl that I do, or the standard curl. You're just mixing up your directions to go in towards each other. All right, so you can do one this way, one that way, one this way throughout the whole section, okay? You just want to make sure at the very front, those very front sections are going away from the face, because that's what's going to be flattering on the face, okay? It's not going to be flattering to have it if you curl on towards the face. It's not going to sit properly. So I'll give you a quick little demo. I've got my eye on here. So I'm just going to go in and do this super quickly, just to show you. So I'm just going to, this is just a flat-based curl. And I'm going to do back side. And I'm just doing a flat face curl because that's easier for me to show you, because I can't really, get in super good keeping your hair in the shot. So now I'm going to do a volume curl, but I'm going towards this way. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about with the flat base and the volume curls, it's all in there in the Down Style Mastery. It's a very important one to go through, just so you know what direction to do everything. Garbage truck's coming. It's nice in my life. All right, so just put this one back. I don't think it heated up well enough yet. So these curls are kind of coming towards each other. So this one's coming away from the face and this one's actually coming towards the face. Yeah, and then you would just keep doing that all the way through. So basically putting your texture in, you can limit the amount of product that you use. If you already put the texture in with your curl, rather than your product, then it's going to be less tangly, essentially. So you choose your products wisely. So when you are putting product in, if you're using styling powder to get texture, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I tend to go with the texture spray rather than powder, just a little bit more forgiving, and it'll be way less tangly. But just checking with your client. If you're using powder, if you're a powder girl and you love your powder, just check with the client that they're okay for their hair to feel like that, because most of the time, if you put it in and they want to touch the hair, then they can't, basically. So see how these are kind of kissing curls, they're coming in towards each other. And these two are coming away. So no curl can actually rejoin. You know what I mean? So if I comb that through, she's a bit straight underneath, but that's okay. So you will automatically get texture doing that way, okay? So I haven't put any product in, obviously, but these curls cannot join together. They can only give you texture, okay, because it's all disheveled through there. They can't join up together. And then putting product in over the top, that's going to add to it and add your texture if you want a lot of texture. But this way you can get texture, but you can limit your flyaways as well, so you don't have to put a load of product in, get it really tangly, as you're saying. So this is my kind of go-to. I'll show you. Just put some texture spraying as well. Yeah, as I was saying before, so be careful with the products that you use. Basically, the styling powder, I just find a lot of clients, I always tell them that I'm going to use it, and is that okay? Because you won't be able to touch your hair. As you're saying, like without it tangling up, getting texture in it without it tangling up. Yeah, if you use a styling powder, it will tangle up. You will not be able to run your fingers through it or touch it. So some clients just absolutely hate that, and they'll hate you for it, even though it's got nothing to do with you. It's the product that you've put in, all right? So just put some styling powder in there, and that's just going to give it a little bit of hold and accentuate the texture as well. So as I said, these curls can't ever join back up. That's your texture. This has got an old wave in it here. So you can see, as much as you try and fluff it out without product in it, it's never going to look as textured and tousled as changing your directions, even with product. So that's why it's just so important to do what you need to do before you even think about product. So of course that's accentuated the texture and everything in there. And that's how you do it if you wanted that look with that wave. But I dare say if someone's wanting a lot of texture that you have to put so much product in it that it's getting really tangled up, then just change the way that you're actually curling their hair. Yeah. So I hope that answered your question with that one, Andrea. Another one we've got here is in terms of how clean the hair is, what if a client is used to washing their hair every day? Is it okay for them to freshly wash their hair the day of the event? So, I guess so if it's, let's say, a bride, for instance, or anyone in the bridal party, I generally always say wash the day before as a general guide. And I actually send them like a guide through like a blog, private blog that I send them how to prep their hair properly. I say as a rule of thumb the day before, just so that it's washed properly, it can air out and it's not going to be oily, essentially. If they wash it too far in advance, it can be oily. If they wash it on the day, it might still be oily from not washing it properly, essentially. And it could still be wet, let's be honest. They might not blow dry at all, and we don't have time for that. We just got to get in and style their hair. So that's my rule of thumb, but I always say you just do what you feel like you need to. So people know their hair better than we know their hair, okay? In this instance, the client knows best. So if they want to wash their hair 3 days before the event, just let them do that. And if it's oily, that's kind of their fault, just put some dry shampoo in it and go from there. Because if you don't let them do it, they'll always hold it against you. So if they want to do it 3 days beforehand and you say, no, I need you to do it the night before, like, too bad, they will be annoyed already on the day, and they'll be like, this is why it's not holding, because I told you that it holds better at day 3, blah, blah, blah. So even though that may not be true, that's how they're going to view it, and you're not going to be able to change their mind, because that's what they think. And if they prefer to have oily hair and they think it holds better, you're better off to just go with that and go with what they want to do and what they're most comfortable with. So that's what I always do. Generally, that's not really happened. No one's ever wanted to do it 3 days out and it's been oily. They've got the type of hair that doesn't really get oily, so it's perfectly fine. If they want to wash it on the day because they get very oily, then of course they can do it on the day. As I said, they know their hair best. So if they want to wash it on the day, that's totally fine. It's not really going to hinder the curl holding that much, especially if they want to do it fresh on the day. It means they do get oily, so that is actually going to hinder the hold of the curl more than freshly washing it. The main thing is about freshly washing it on the day that I don't like as a stylist is they might not wash their hair properly, and it's just another more time that conditioner, say, is sitting in the hair. You all right? Sorry, I should have put my phone on airplane mode or something. So where was I? Can't remember. Anyway, so that's totally fine. If they want to wash it the day of, that's fine. The reason I don't is because I don't want to have to blow dry their hair for them, and more often than not, they're not going to blow dry their hair properly. They'll just blow dry it a bit and leave it, or something like that, and it's super soft. Okay, so they're probably just putting conditioner on the ends. If they are doing that, then you just have to tell them to be super careful with conditioner, or if their hair's soft enough, they can just shampoo it if they've got good shampoo. Sometimes that's conditioning enough on their ends without making it heavy. But we always carry super good stuff for getting the hair to hold, and we know how to do a curl properly and in the right technique for that style. So that's the most important thing anyway. If you know how to curl properly and the right style for that hair, and you're using like your white sands or the Schwarzkopf hairspray for hair that is that super silky and you want it to hold, then you can't really do much more than that anyway. One day washing it earlier isn't really going to help, is it? So Anyway, that was a long-winded reply, but you'll get a lot of those. So yeah, basically that's it. A client knows their hair better than you know their hair. So let them do whatever they feel happy and comfortable to do, because they're paying you. So, okay, so does a client normally pay in full before the event day? And that's the full question. Yes, so I always do mine a week before, and make sure it's paid the week before. If not, obviously, we'll follow them up. I have someone that does my invoices and stuff for me, so she follows them up, not me, which is great. But it doesn't usually happen. Most people are pretty happy for a wedding, pay in full before the day, just so it's out of their mind, it's done, they don't have to worry. The reason I do that, rather than doing anything on the day, is it's just the last thing they want to do. And it's the last thing you want to do when you've finished glamming someone's hair and makeup, doing whatever on the wedding day, and be like, so can you pay me now? Because they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about the photographer's coming, the photographer wants their shoes or perfume, whatever, and they've got all this stuff to do. So you don't want to be annoying and hang around and be like, so can I get paid? And make them feel awkward because they forgot. And yeah, it's just like another job that they have to go get cash out or, get their card out of their wallet. It's just another hassle. So if it's done before the day, it's much better for the bride in that case. But my studio clients, they just pay a deposit and then just pay the rest on the day. That's fine for me. Another question. Let me just refresh this just in case anyone's popped anything down, because the comments are coming through a little slower here. All right, cool. Another one is, how would you deal with tricky/picky clients? So this is getting back to my weekend bride. Well, my weekend mother of the bride. So basically, everyone's going to be different when you're saying a picky or a tricky client. It really depends whether they're tricky in the way of their personality and how they're being with you, or if they're picky about their hair. So let's go picky with hair. What I mean with tricky in personality. So my mother of the bride on the weekend, and they were lovely. It's just they weren't mean or anything like that. They were lovely people. They were just very kind of particular and over the top with organization, and I got a billion emails. Well, Steph did. Got a billion emails before the wedding day, before they even paid their deposit, before the wedding day, a few days before, all that sort of thing. Okay, so basically you just have to be patient and hide your face if you are getting annoyed and pretend you're not, which takes a lot of strength sometimes, but it's just part of our job. So you just have to be super patient and listen to every single thing they say. So the biggest thing is listening to your picky clients, making sure they have photos, and really deconstructing the photos that they've got. So for instance, with this lady, the mother of the bride on the weekend. So I knew she was going to be picky. I knew she was going to be really hard to please, because when I was doing her daughter's makeup, she was commenting on everything, to the point where the daughter was yelling at her, saying Mom, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't even worry. I don't even care. So just leave it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so awkward. So I put a gold shimmer on her eyes. And the mum was she didn't have her glasses on or contacts, and she couldn't even really see properly. So she was up here to her daughter, because she couldn't see without her glasses. And she was oh, one eye has more shimmer than the other. And I was she was I can't see it, but that's what Mum said. Can you have a look? And I was okay. So I had a look, and I mean, come on, I couldn't see anything. I just pretended to do something on the one eye that she said there was more. And just kind of buffed it a little bit, I guess. And then she's oh, now there's more on the other one. And I was oh my God, okay. So they're just finding things to say. But yeah, and that's when she was Mom, leave it alone. Yelling like crazy. So that's what I mean in the type of I'm rambling again, sorry, in the type of personality-wise. So they just want to say something because they want to say something. So just let them say it, just be patient and just listen to what they're saying. So when it got to, she was actually okay with me doing, her makeup wasn't too bad. And she was happy with that. What was it? The hair. Oh, the hair. So when she was showing me the inspo pictures for her hair, she had probably like 10 or something. So that's a good thing because there was a lot to go by. I could see kind of her vibe. I knew the bride's vibe because I'd already done her hair. She had like a completely slick bun, like everything was completely slicked, no hair out of place. So I knew her vibe, and the bridesmaids, she wanted quite sleek as well. So I knew she wouldn't want anything too messy. And her mum had pictures of like, really big kind of updos and a few kind of, more my style updos, kind of that just like soft, natural texture. Anyway, so just going through the photos and debunking them with them and just saying, okay, so with this one, do you want it really big? Because when you look at it, structurally, this part of her fringe being up like this is actually the size of half her head. So, that would be up here on you. Do you know what I mean? So she's like, oh, no, not like that. Just like that general. She just didn't want it flat on her face. So just talking with them, listening is basically the only thing you can do, and knowing what you're doing. That always helps. So don't let stress get to you. Just look at what their pictures are, go through every part of their picture and pick it apart. Okay, do you like this part? Do you like this part? What is it about it that you like? So again, sorry I went on, but yeah, that's the only way that you can do it. Know what you're doing and just listen and be calm. All right, so I think that was it on the group. Miss Cody was bummed that she couldn't get here because she's doing a cutting course. Good on her. I'm just going to see if she ended up putting a question. No. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, so the question I had on email, I didn't write like the whole question out, but I'll summarize it. So it was more of a paragraphy kind of question. So it was basically, where is that? So the directional placement for your curls / prepping curls for an upstyle. So which kind of types of curls are best to create an upstyle? So basically away from the face. That's the short answer. I love that. Probably going to give you the long one though. So the short answer is away from the face. I should have just turned her head around, shouldn't I? So coming away from the face. So if you do away from the face on both sides, coming into the middle or thereabouts in the middle, the crown the same, pick one direction for the crown to go. That's a no-brainer for your upstyles, okay? Half upstyles, all upstyles. If you do want kind of the blueprint of how I put together my upstyles, you may have already seen that. And I don't know if you can access that in the portal, but you can access it from my Instagram page. And you can download the blueprint for free of how I actually construct them and put them together. But yeah, basically away from the face. You can, depending on the upstyle, obviously. So if you're looking at the upstyle and there's a lot of texture in it, then that comes back to putting the texture in the prep. So if you're seeing a lot of texture through these sides, all of this area still needs to come away from the face, whether that's a flat base curl away from the face or a volume away from the face, either or. Both look pretty and depends on the length of the hair. So if you have quite short bits, sometimes when you curl it in a volume, it just sticks out funny. So you have to go back and do a flat base, and that sits way better. So just playing with the length as well, because that's always going to be different. And yeah, so basically if you're looking at your upstyle, it's about really looking at your pictures and making sure, hi Stacey, and making sure that you're matching what's in your inspo picture, okay? So if you've got a lot of texture going on through here, this is another little example actually that I did on my phone. I was going to show you a picture of my Saturday Arvo bride. So her picture was just super, a little bit different to what I usually do. I don't usually do anything too crazy textured, but it was pretty textured and curls all different directions through here. really textured. So the way to get the texture without having to load it with product, as we were mentioning before, is to get it in your direction. So I actually did a sorry, my mind's going blank. My signature wave, okay, for this, just so that this can be kept curly for my up style. So I do that a fair bit. I didn't through the back because that just takes longer. So see how that's going to keep the curl rather than dragging it out and the curl being more through here. So that way I can actually get texture in it. So the easiest way to get texture though is actually with the prep. So this one's going towards the face, that one was going away. This is very rough, guys. You get it. And even when you're doing an upstyle, it doesn't have to be sectioned out and put product on each section like you're doing a downstyle. It's all going up, it's going to hold, so you don't actually need to prep it as crazy as what you do for a downstyle, because we do want that to hold all day, all night. With an upstyle, it's going to be held because it's pinned. So then this one's coming away from the face. So in this instance, I've got two going away from the face and the one in the middle is going towards the face direction-wise. And I've done them all in a flat base curl. If you do a volume curl, it'll just pop at different times, at different areas through here, so it will be even more textured. So basically I did that through all the areas that you're going to be able to see. Through the back and everything with that upstyle, I just prepped it as normal. So just away from the face and just a standard curl. So just these areas through here that I was really going to see, that very top of the crown and the very top of the sides, I did like this. I used texture spray. Again, I didn't use powder. I don't really like using powder. If I can get away with it, I only do it when I really, really have to. And then that way, say I brought that into my upstyle through there. So see how that's already like just gotten the texture there without actually having to put too much product in. And if I wanted more, I can pinch and pull any little bits if I want to exaggerate it. It is quite messy. It doesn't look very messy on the camera here, but it is quite messy. It's freaking me out. It is very messy. You can't really see. So essentially, that's how you get your prep done for any upstyles. You look at the picture, same as with your downstyles. You look at the picture and follow what technique that you need to. There's no more, I believe, you don't need any more techniques than what is already in the downstyle mastery. You've got the wave technique, so the signature wave, which I use a lot of, your standard curl, and your standard curl, which the directions are swapping, which is your beachy curl. So pretty much that is all you're going to need to be able to create any downstyle and any upstyle in there. So working with your directions, hi to Neil, working with your directions and working with your types of curl, being your flat based or your volume curl. So whether it's popping up around away from the head or back and around. So for instance, if I wanted to make this pop even more through here, I could start doing a volume curl through here, so it will pop out a little more differently. And using smaller sections, if you want even more curl or smaller sections, then in the texture, then you'll do that, depending what the picture has, hey? So again, that's going to pop at a different direction to what that's popping. A different spot, pop out at a different spot. So yeah, again, long-winded answer, but it depends on what the actual inspo is. Tennille, she's here now. It's just saying you missed the start of it, but I was saying about our wedding on Saturday. Sorry, I don't know how to turn this all off silent. I was saying about our wedding on Saturday, how to deal with picky and tricky clients. So we had a little rundown of that. yeah, she was next level, but that's okay. So that's kind of all the questions I have to Neil and Stacey. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Otherwise, I will wrap up this little live. You can type them here on the screen. I should be able to see them, hopefully. Otherwise, you can comment on the pinned post if you have any questions there for me. And just generally, girls that are here, let me know. And if you're watching the replay, let me know how you're going with your training. I know the Facebook page looks, or the group, looks quiet. It's really only me welcoming new people in. No one's asking me too many questions. So please, everyone is so lovely in here, honestly. I only attract lovely people, even my brides. Even I said my bride, on the weekend being tricky, she was beautiful. The bride was absolutely beautiful. She's so lovely. And that happens to all my brides. Tennille will, she's laughing, Tennille will say that as well. I think she loves working with me because all my brides are really beautiful. That's my theory. I only attract really lovely people. So there's only going to be really lovely people in this group. And everyone has to say that they will abide by the rules and be lovely when they join. Okay. So if anyone's not lovely, they will be removed. Please don't be scared to ask for help. The easiest way for me to give you really good advice quickly is on these lives. So again, I will be doing more of these. Let me know if you want them weekly or monthly, depending on how many questions come through. I might see how many questions come through for a fortnight, and we'll aim for a fortnight. But if I don't get any or many, I'll save them up for the month, unless it's urgent. Unless you have something like, I've got a style tomorrow, I'm freaking out, this is what it is, this is their type of hair, blah, 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 post that all and I can help you. Please make sure you tag me. So actually you should be able to tag at Meagan Elise. So that's like my personal Facebook page. And that will just pop up to me straight away and I'll see it. Sometimes when you just write a comment without tagging me, I don't know why, but Facebook doesn't put it in my feed of notifications. So tag me, and that's the best way to get my attention really quickly, and I will help you. Okay, so that's what this group is for. This is why I do what I do. I love helping you. I don't know if you can tell by my long-winded answers to make sure you know what I'm talking about and that it's helpful. Please utilize that, especially while it's quieter. You're getting all of me, guys. So until it gets a lot busier and I physically can't keep up with getting back to you very, very quickly, and when you need me, I'm always going to be here and I'm always going to be doing these lives and stuff. So, while it's a bit quieter, make sure you take advantage of it, okay? Tennille, yes, we get some good ones. They are always easy. Yeah, they are. They're always good girls. All right, cool. Well, I think that's me then, guys. If you don't have any more questions, I'll put the replay up in the portal and it will be here, and I will, as I say, put the timestamps on there. So if there's a question that you're interested in, if you've popped on later, if there's a question that you're wanting to know the answer to that I already had answered, because Tennille and Stacey, you came on a little later too and you missed some goodness, then you can do that. So I'll send this to my video editor to do for me, because I don't want to watch myself for an hour. It's very hard to do. So when she's done that, it'll only take a couple of days, and she'll pop that in the portal for us with the timestamps. Cool. I think I'm done. Unless anyone's got anything for me, last double check, and then I will see how. There's a finish button. That's handy. I was going to see how to stop it. Didn't know how to start it. Don't know how to stop it. All right, cool. We're all good. All right. Well, if you have any more questions before our next live, pop them in the group and I will answer them. Otherwise, you can email me or post on that one for our next live. I'll do another post about our live coming up, so you can put your questions there. You can even do, if you don't want it, some people don't want it to know it's come from you, so you can actually post anonymously as well if you want to, or just send me an email. And I'll add you to the list of questions. Well, I hope that was helpful. Let me know how you went with all of that, and let me know how you're going with your training as well, and make sure you update me, and any questions that you have, let me know. All right, bye. All right, update on our lives. I've just realized, as in our ongoing Q&A sessions, I've just realized that I'm going to be in Bali in 2 weeks. So look out for my email. I'll send an email out this week to everyone, just letting them know why I'm over there. It's not for what you would expect. I'm going over to the women's jail over there. So basically, a little rundown is I am going over to teach them how to upstyle and how to braid, so that when they come out of the jail, it's through a company. I'm not just going by myself willy-nilly, through Hair Aid. So yeah, I'm going over there to do that. Basically, I also want to let you guys know, which will be in the email, if you have any tools or anything that you want to donate to these ladies in the prison, and we'll also be going to one of the community slums, basically, I think we're going there. Yep. I can't remember. She did tell me. No, I'm going to the training college. So I'm not going there. I'm going to the training college in Bali to teach the trainers and the students over there in upstyling as well. So they haven't added, they've always done hair cutting, but they haven't done hairstyling. So I'm the first one to go over and teach them that, which is very exciting. Anyway, I've got a couple of tools over there. I've got one of my old, it's not old, it's like brand new Cloud9 tongs that I don't use. One of the lovely girls on my hair and makeup Instagram, she donated a brand new Cloud9. No, GHD, which looks in better condition than my Cloud9 that I've got. So that was beautiful. But yeah, if you've got anything that you're not using, so like that tong that I'm not using, I've got another one to use for a spare if mine breaks. If it's just sitting in your drawers, let me know. I'll send you my postal address and you can post it to me and I'll be taking it over to them. They've got a little salon inside the jail that they can practice with. So we'll obviously be using it for the training and I'll leave them all there. So I'm pretty sure there's 13 of us going all together. So I'm the only one doing styling and the rest are doing cutting or barbering, or I think she was going to get a few more to do spa beauty stuff, but I'm not sure if she got anyone. So if you want to come along, do so. Maybe next year. It's coming up a bit quick. I think she does in May. She's all over the place. But for hairstyling, it's only in Bali because they're the only one that really has a need for it, with all the weddings that happen, and braiding on the beach and that sort of thing, to be able to make money for themselves so they don't have to go back to jail, because they're only in jail because they're stealing things to feed their kids, and it's quite sad. So this way they can earn a lot more money and they don't have to go back to jail for it. So anyway, this is supposed to be a quick post, but yeah, that's why I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks to do a live. So we'll do 3 weeks, because then that's in the middle of 2 weeks and a month, and we'll see how we go. As we get more members in, there'll be more questions and we can do, it doesn't worry me even doing it every week. I just need to know if that's helpful, because it's all for you. So we'll start that, seeing as I'm going to be over there. Let me know if you have any tools or, I'm going to give I've got heaps of sectioning clips and combs and everything like that. I think we're pretty good on that front, unless you're in Brisbane and it's easy to drop them off, or I can come pick them up or anything like that for the Brisbane gals. But yeah, I'm over here. I'm looking at what I've got in my little corner of giving away. Yeah, so tools would obviously, that's worth kind of sending, if you know what I mean, rather than just sending combs and stuff like that. So let me know. Otherwise, I will obviously chat to you in the group, and I'll see you in 3 weeks on our